We've had a really mild winter. The problem is we've had quite a lot of storms and constant heavy rain for months. So because I've been drenched, I haven't been able to do an awful lot in the garden. So it's the beginning of March now and things are starting to happen. Now this is a great shrub, really common shrub, but totally dependable. It's a Skimia rubella. Now this has been through the winter with hundreds of these red buds, and now the flowers are opening. We've got these really nice fragrant white flowers, and it's a really nice flower for this time of year, but there's not much happening in March. The Camellia is starting to flower. Doesn't really get going till April, but it's nice to see all these fat flower buds, and this will be packed with these flowers in a couple of weeks' time. I have a few Japanese tassel ferns around the garden. The great thing about these is that they're evergreen. The problem is though, that after a couple of years the leaves start to get a bit tatty. So what I've done here is I've cut them right back. So what's going to happen is in a few weeks' time we should start to see a lot of new fresh golden leaves, and it's a lot neater in appearance. Now if you leave this too long and don't cut these, you're going to find that you're going to have nice new golden leaves mixed in with some tatty old leaves. I recommend to cut these right back, and then you'll see some good results. Nice forest flame flowers, they've come out now and they should last through April. This is another shrub that gives you some interest early on in the season. So the Japanese flowering Quince is starting to put a lot of flowers out. Come the end of March, April, this will be absolutely full of these fantastic red flowers. I can see there's quite a lot of buds that haven't opened yet. You've got to keep control of this because it can get a bit unruly. And I think what I might do, I might cut some of the stems out, because you get these flowers 1 year's growth, I think. So if you give this a prune each year, look after it, you want to try and maintain the flush of flowers that you get every year. And that's the reason why people grow these. You wouldn't really grow this for the ornamental value of the leaves. The flowers are great. Here I planted quite a tender Penstemon last year. Now because the winter's been so mild, I managed to get this right through. Now what you notice with these is come early spring, at the bottom you start to get this new growth. Now this needs to be pruned right back, and then the new growth will take over. But you can't do it too early, because if you get a late frost it can really damage the plant. So I'll come back to this in a few weeks' time and I'll chop all this back, and all this fresh growth can come through, and we should get a really nice flush of flowers in the summer. So this is a nice bonus that this has come right through the winter. It's not one of the hardier ones. This aloe as a starter plant is done really well. It's been completely drenched for months because we've had non-stop rain, but it's looking in good condition. They say this is the hardiest aloe plant that you can buy, and I've had this for a couple of years and it just comes flying through the winter. Doesn't matter what sort of treatment that it gets. So I'm really impressed with this. I'm looking forward to seeing the nice flower spike that will come out in May. I bought a new shrub, Laurel Petelin fire dance. Now this plant will grow in my area. It's a USA Zone 9 plant, so it doesn't like going below -5, and I found it is quite a tender plant because we've had a lot of wind, and it's quite brittle, some of these branches. What you buy it for, of course, is this fantastic purple foliage, and also the flowers that you get. In a couple of weeks' time this will be full of hazel-like pink reddish flowers that take over the whole plant. Got this one in a pot because if you did get a hard freeze, I'd need to look after this. But yeah, it's a really nice colour to have in your garden, and you can't often grow plants of this colour, evergreen, in our type of climate. So here I've got a Barbie, Berberis Admiration. Now I bought this last year and I planted it in a different part of the garden, but it was just too shady. And the whole point of these plants is we like to enjoy the colour of the leaves. So I've moved it to here so it gets more sun, and it's really starting to leaf out. So this is going to get into a darker shade of red, a really dark colour. I'm looking forward to seeing that in the summer. This dwarf apricot tree was full of flowers a couple of weeks ago. It looked great, and I tried to do a bit of hand pollinating with it, because as you've guessed, there's a problem with this. How do you get any fruit when it's not being pollinated? This is the reason why you don't really see many of these in people's gardens in this country. Flowers too early. Now this is called apricot, and it's supposed to be one of the later flowering ones. I've had it 3 years, and every year it flowers around about the middle of February. It looks great. I've only ever had maybe 1 or 2 apricots out of it. Hopefully this year I might get a few more. But it's quite an ornamental plant. But that's something to think about if you want to plant an apricot or that type of tree in our climate. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.